Hello there. Thank you for clicking on this video. I truly appreciate you. And today I want to do a different kind of video. And for some context, I am a Kenyan living in Europe, and I am based in Germany and Romania. And I've had the experience of living abroad for some time now. And I would want to share with you some of the things that we rarely talk about moving abroad, and there are really things that actually happen when you move abroad. And I know I'm guilty of glamorizing living abroad. I'm guilty, but when we live here, it's also important to recognize there are really good things, and that is why when you go on social media, on YouTube videos, we really show that it's a good life abroad, right? Depending on whichever country you're living in, but we try and show how good it is. And family back at home, they see how nice we're living, how we're enjoying the snow, how we're enjoying the summer, how we are visiting new places. And moving is a good experience. Moving really opens up your mind. Moving exposes you to new cultures, but there's some struggles, there's some things we go through, and we really don't talk about it. And in me talking about it is also not to discourage anyone, but it is also to give you an upper hand, something I wish I did or somebody told me while I was moving, to prepare myself mentally. Because when you move, you have one goal, you have a certain goal, right? You move probably for better quality of life. Of course, that can mean something different to someone else. You move to seek success, and that, as usual, success can mean something else to someone else. So whatever success is to you is the reason we move. Whatever a better quality of life is the reason we move. For you, a better quality of life is good infrastructure, quality education. Whatever it is, there's always something that pushes you to move. And in so doing, you get to achieve what you want, but also there's some things that we really encounter along the way. And for every success story, we know it doesn't lack some struggles or some challenges. So here are some of them. And just so you know, everybody goes through at least a certain percentage of what I'm going to share. So it's a very normal thing. Just be open-minded. Don't be frustrated. If you find yourself in any of these situations, hang in there. It's part of the process, okay? And you're not alone. And also, kindly don't forget to share with me in the comment section. I really love reading your thoughts also. Share with me in the comment section if you have encountered or you relate to any of them. If there's something I've skipped, be sure to also share with me in the comment section and we can educate each other, right? Thank you so much, and let's get into it. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is, I don't know if a lot of people back home know this, but the moment we move, a lot of immigrants, a lot of people who migrate end up starting new careers, end up starting afresh, end up changing their careers. And this happens to more people than less, you know what I mean? And this is true because I know this. When you move, let's say you moved from your country somewhere in Africa and you moved to, let's say, Europe. You are a doctor, you are a big engineer, whatever you are in your country, and you move to this new country. Chances are very, very high, especially in Europe, you're not going to begin at the same level as you were. This is because, for instance, you've moved to a non-English speaking country. You're going to first thing you're going to meet is the language barrier. You're going to deal with the language barrier. So it means that even if you are an engineer in your country, once you land, you're not going to start being an engineer in that country. First of all, you can't even speak, you can't even ask for directions. So how are you going to be an engineer? You know what I mean? Of course, there's some exceptions. There's always the exceptions of probably computer-related careers or software-related careers. That's different. I will not delve into that because I guess you'll know that that's a bit different. But for courses or for careers that you need to talk to people and you need to write reports, and you've moved to this country, they don't speak English, how are you going to write an English report to, let's say, to Germans, they will not understand it. They will not hire you in that case. So that is one reality. Like if you decide to make the move, high likelihood you're not going to begin at the same level as you were in your country. Let's say back in the village, you were known as the village doctor, everybody in your community knew you as this high profile doctor. I'm just giving this as an example. Most likely, if you move, let's say, to Germany, you're not going to begin as a doctor as soon as you learn, because also there are differences in education. And most likely, first of all, you have to learn the language, the German language. That is if you didn't learn it in your home country. And first of all, you first have to get acquainted with the area. You have to get acquainted. By the time you're done with that, you also have to recognize your papers, your educational qualifications. So if they match with the level from here, then well and good, you can begin the job hunt and everything. But if they don't, most likely you'll end up looking to do a smaller course or something to make it the same level as the qualifications here, right? And that's just part of the process. So you'll find that in the meantime, as you go through the stages of getting yourself to be a doctor in this other country, you'll end up doing some jobs that you in your home country, it's jobs that you wouldn't have considered. Maybe let's say like sweeping the roads or cleaning, or there's also something else people do a lot, being Uber drivers or delivery truck drivers, or it could also be, what else do people do apart from cleaning and delivery? I think also, yeah, you could also end up doing some other jobs, manual jobs with your hands. So at the end of the day, of course, you have to do what you have to do. And at the same time, I know a lot of people don't tell people back at home, but it is really difficult to get into the system sometimes. This is not to discourage you, this is just to and put your mind at, so that you don't get the shock when you arrive. Like most cases, it's difficult to get into the system, especially when you just arrived. Of course, after like 1 year or after some 6 months, you can find your way. But when you just arrived and you need a job, because adulting means you have to work, you might have to just start doing whatever is available. And whatever is available that may not need, let's say, the foreign language is not so much. So as you learn, as you go to school, because also learning a language takes time. So as you go to school, you might have to do what is available, what you can do. And in most cases, it's what a lot of other people are not doing. So of course, if you have qualifications, if you have papers, you may not need to go through the same journey, but it's something that people go through, and it's quite normal because these are jobs that also pay really well. Like working as a waitress, you're paid really well here, like as compared to back home in our countries. Like working in cleaning, you get it's minimum wage, but the minimum wage here has been set that it is not as bad as compared to back home, because I know back home you can even be paid $1 or $1 per day or $2 per day, which is really low. So also, these are not bad jobs. In fact, I know many people who these are the jobs they've done for years. So it's really normal thing. It's a really normal thing. So when you come to these countries, you put your shame behind, you put your standards. Okay, of course you maintain some standards, but you put some. There's always that thing we have back home. Oh, this I can do, this I can do, this I can do. When you come and you're in this country and you have to figure things out, you do what you have to do. So this is one reality, and it's good that you come prepared. It's good that you come with an open mind, because I know a lot of people have gone through the system, and that's like a lot of people go through it. Of course, there are exceptions, and I do not negate the fact that there are exceptions, because I know of people also who get employment letters when they're still in their home country, and they just come and continue with their career like the ones they had in their home country. So of course there's an exception, but picture this: you are a manager back home, we're leading a team of like 50 people, and now you've decided to make the move because, again, personal reasons. When you arrive, chances are high you're not going to begin as a manager. You're going to be managing who when you can't speak their language, or you're going to be managing who when you still haven't figured your ropes in that country. So like some of it is just very realistic, like some things are just impossible at the start. And I can say that this has its bad side and its good side. So I'm gonna begin with the bad and then end with the good, right? So the bad is that during that moment of adjusting, you go through these emotions like, gosh, you're not, you don't feel so nice adjusting your career. Imagine if you're a manager somewhere back home in your country, or you're a doctor and now you have to do some cleaning job. You see, that's not so nice. So it takes some adjusting for you to be comfortable. But on the brighter side, and this is the good part, believe you me, trust me, this is a really good thing because you get a chance to begin afresh. Like, how many times in life do you get a chance to, like, let's start, we are cleaning this board, let's start afresh? Like, how many times? Be honest with me. No, you don't get so many chances. So when you move to a country and you have these options laid out to you, sometimes it's really good because it gives you the opportunity to probably jump ship. Probably the career that you were doing in your home country was what you could then, and probably also you've grown and your interests have changed, blah blah blah. You just jump ship now and probably start from something that you love, probably start from something that can really grow you. Like, I really know people who have switched their careers. They're all over. They've switched their careers to nursing. Well, in Kenya or back in their home countries, they were doing something completely different. And when they moved, because nursing is also like a high demand kind of role here, you just come and you get into nursing school because it's also not so difficult to study here, and especially in Germany. I don't know about other countries. Let me speak for Germany. In Germany, there's something called Ausbildung, and you can be able to undertake this for 3 years without paying. It's like free school kind of situation, and in some cases, you may be getting something per month, some money per month. So it's like you're being paid to study, sort of thing, yeah. So it's called Ausbildung, and you can be able to do this, and by the time you're done, you go and start your job. Just like that, you switched your career, right? Also, you can also switch to tech, which is also a very good industry now. So I feel like it also gives you an opportunity to reevaluate and see whether do you still want to continue pursuing the career that you had, or forget and just start afresh. And a lot of people, I know so many people, there's so many Facebook groups also. I interact with so many people, and I see like a lot of people just chose to just completely change. It's actually much easier, especially in Germany. It really helps you to integrate faster, to get, your career kick-started if you can do something in caregiving or nursing. Yeah, that's it. So you see, it's actually a blessing in disguise. Of course, again, these are just different cases. To each can be different, right? And something else, to help you transition into the next job market, it's always good that when you leave your country and you've moved to this, you're thinking of moving, or you're just planning to move, you're probably in your visa application process. It's good to make sure that you have made sure that your documents, your educational documents, your certificates, they have been, I don't know if this is the name, legalized. I'll confirm. They have been legalized such that when you come here, they're foolproof. These are original documents from your country. Because sometimes when you come here and you need to take your education documents to be recognized so that they can be made to par, whether they match with the level from here. Sometimes they may need the actual original copies, which are legalized. So when you're still in your home country and you're thinking of moving, it's always good to So unfortunately, I have to end this video here. But if you've gotten to this point, you are my favorite person. You are. And I'd love to share more. I'll be sure to do a part 2 because there's still a lot more that goes on behind the scene. And for somebody who is thinking and planning to do the move, definitely do it. It's a good idea. And of course, you have to have resilience. You have to be very courageous. Don't quit on your dreams, okay? So
So until next time.